Content and more endpoint security, the last one, then we have a break. So let's say next, this is 1 out of 4. So which devices are considered endpoints? Well, this should be a basic question, right? So router is not an endpoint, switch is not endpoint, mobile devices are, and laptops are. So clearly the answer should be B and D. This is a basic answer, basic question. Which of the following are true with respect to antivirus and anti-spyware software? Choose 3. So you gotta know what does an antivirus do and what does an anti-spyware do, and then you should be able to provide the answers. Let's read the questions. So detection methods used by antivirus software include signatures, heuristic, and behavior-based analysis. That is correct. Nowadays, all antivirus softwares have both signature-based and behavior-based analysis to detect attacks. Antivirus software attempts to detect and remediate only computer viruses. That is not correct. They also remediate other kind of, let's say, malicious codes, which can be Trojans, which can be malware, different kinds of malware. So this should not be correct. There is overlap between mitigation services provided by antivirus software and anti-spyware software. Now, I'm not an expert in antivirus and anti-spyware, so at this point I'm not sure if that's a correct answer. I'm going to move on and see other options. Next one is modern antivirus software provides real-time protection. That is correct. So you basically, like back in the days, what that means is that back in the days, till for example a new kind of attack was launched in the internet, it took the the endpoints to get updated way longer than it is nowadays. So it is close to real time. It's not actually real time 100% yet. So that actually may not be a correct answer in the end, because it's not actually real time like instant. So let's actually put this as not sure, and let's move on a bit as well. Let's see if we can find better answers which seem to be more correct than option D. The efficacy of antivirus software is nearly 100%. That is 100% wrong. There is no security solution or feature or technology which is close to 100%. No such thing. Especially nowadays. Maybe back in the days it was like 10 years ago, 15, but not today. Spyware is a nuisance, but is always harmless. Now, for example, I have a problem with this keyword because I'm not sure what that means. I'm not a native English speaker, so in this case I have a challenge with this question about what does this mean. So I'm going to be forced to give my best answer without being able to validate the last option, because I have no idea what exactly that keyword is. So let's look at the other options. I have to pick one more correct answer to my question. Now, two more, actually, not one more. So I would state that there is overlap between mitigation services provided by antivirus and anti-spyware. Not really. Modern antivirus software provides real-time protection, so I'm going to put this one, because even though it's not 100% correct, it is a more correct answer than the other ones. And then basically I'm going to choose between antivirus and anti-spyware. There is overlap, but they achieve totally different purposes. Sometimes the anti-spyware is a built-in module of antivirus. So the challenge here is that I don't know exactly what nuisance means. But I'm gonna choose D, the last one, spyware, because technically speaking, between antivirus and anti-spyware, they have different purposes. So I'm gonna choose those, and let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna say A, E, this one, and see what happens. Next. And the last one, what are the 3 key features of URL filtering? So this is a clearly specific feature. You gotta know what URL filtering does, what is its scope. So predefine URL categories, that is correct. Malware protection, not. URL filtering does not provide malware protection. Custom URL categories, yes. So both predefined and custom. And dynamic content analysis, this is basically not exactly correct, because URL filtering technologies, they just do URL filtering, they don't do dynamic content analysis. To be able to do dynamic content analysis, that's an addition, it's another feature to URL filtering. So basically, from my point of view, option first one is correct, third one is correct, but option B and D are wrong. So I'm gonna choose the one which is, let's say, more correct than the other one. So predefined, custom, and dynamic content analysis, because 100% URL filtering doesn't do malware protection. URL filtering is close to being able to do dynamic content analysis rather than malware protection. So let's say submit survey. And there we go. I was wrong in there with the spiral because probably I was not aware of what that keyword is. And actually they chose up the option where they stated that antivirus and anti-spyware have a kind of an overlapping. So there you go. I lost a point in there in the question because my English was not good enough to know exactly what that keyword means. This can happen, of course, especially if you're not a native English speaker. But as you've seen, out of the last 20 questions or so, there's only one question which was a bit awkward, and because there was one keyword which I was not aware of. But otherwise, so you're gonna always in the exam, if you're not a native English speaker, you may lose 1-2 questions because you don't exactly understand what they're asking. You may lose 1-2 questions because everybody can lose 1-2 questions because the technologies you have never heard about them. So things has happened. That's why. But the other questions should basically you should own them. You should be able to provide the proper answers. So as long as the exam content works, so there are no problems, issues with delivering the exam content, then even if questions are ambiguous, by following this approach, you should be able to pass the exam. For example, it never happened for me to fail an exam, because this kind of, first of all, I never went to an exam being prepared only at that level. Like I always, except CCNA, of course, I always went to take my CCNP exams at the point where I was actually above CCNP. I went to take CCI when I was sure I was there, I was meeting the requirements, I was knowledgeable, I was basically ready to take that challenge, which is highly recommended as well. So if you go to an exam and feeling very prepared only for that level of the exam, then you're gonna have lesser chances to pass the exam gracefully, because you have more unknown that they can possibly hit you with, like other technologies which you have never heard about, or things like that.